Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face.
And welcome everybody to the Man Cave. My name is Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for tonight's show. This is the last show of season number 2, episode number 49. And waiting in the green room is our longtime guest that hasn't been around in a while, but we got him back. It is Angelo D'Annibale from the Axis of Awesome. So we're looking forward to having him on tonight as our final show for 2024. But first off, let's go to our panel members for tonight. And coming to us from the 51st state, Canada.
Don't even start with
Mr. Murray Corrigan. How are you tonight, sir?
We can be friends, but not anymore. Have to draw the line at that. Things are good. Spring is already here.
Spring is already here.
Snow's melting.
Not even January yet, dude.
Yeah, the grass is greening up. My perennials are starting to step up, and it's like, this is way too early. They're gonna die.
Well, glad you could join us tonight for our last episode of the year.
Next
up, we have another person from the way up north area, Mr. Rick Bradshaw. How are you tonight, sir?
Almost. A little too close to Canada, but it's okay. It's okay.
Got to get them Border Patrol officers up there in New Hampshire,
so.
Keeping an eye on that border.
They're after that guy, Murray Corrigan. He's a wanted man.
And finally, in our panel tonight, we have Mr. Stacy Armstrong. How are you tonight, sir?
Very good. So happy to be here.
Well, you're not the Grinch like you were last week, so.
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about, mister.
I kind of like that hat, though, that you had last week, honestly.
Oh, you do? Do you?
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was guilt-shamed in wearing that.
Yeah.
Guilt shame.
You're gonna wear a hat.
So, Mr. Rick Bradshaw, why don't you tell us who's in the who's in the chat room already? You like going through the names?
Oh, we got Big Boss Jack and Moon Doggy, Ernie's Attic. Yeah, hi guys. Dan DiBiase's here. Yeah.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Jonathan Toledo.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in a while.
Hey, where's Barb?
I don't know.
She must have had enough of us last week.
David O'Rourke.
Yeah.
JEB's with us tonight.
Yeah. Jim Case.
Good crowd tonight.
I mean, Boss Jack. Yeah, Ernie. Thank you, Ernie, for the unboxing thing.
Robert Webster. Matthew O'Connor's here.
There's Barb.
Oh,
She's
popped
here.
in.
Oh, she is.
There she is. She came a little late. She's a little late.
Barb.
So, I'll go back around the room and say what's new in your zoo. So, Murray, let's go back to you, buddy. Anything new since we talked last week?
Not really. No new figures. Been working on some projects for some friends, and hope to get them out in the next week. I'm hoping the post office is back up to speed on internationals.
Uh-oh.
But,
Hold all calls. Hold your calls.
That's work looking for you.
Yeah, no, we're closed.
Canada is closed? Is that what you said?
No, the Board of Education is closed. Schools are closed right now this week.
Uh-huh.
So nobody's looking for me.
Sure.
All right.
They are in New Hampshire, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go to the post office, your picture's on the wall.
Oh, well, that's always encouraging. I'll have to remember to stay clear of New Hampshire.
Yes.
So nothing really new in the mail this week, huh?
No, well, no, a couple of bills from last month that showed up finally.
Starting to play catch up. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, but like I say, nothing new.
All right,
Guys.
Rick, you're always buying stuff. You're always spending money. What'd you get?
Yeah.
I am.
Come on,
yeah.
Rick.
I see Robert Webster's on tonight. He finally
Yeah.
made a live show. Good to see Robert here. So I got a message from Christopher Richter. Does everyone know who Chris is?
Yep.
Yeah, he does the what's his thing called? The olive curtain that he
Yeah,
does.
something
He
like that,
does
yeah,
his custom work. So he
Oh,
sent me a
yeah.
link to Walmart for this
Really?
Falcon and Coral was on sale.
Wow.
Really good price. So I bought it even though I didn't have to. But both figures are pretty cool. And it's always good to get a female mix in there.
Yeah.
You know.
Not 1/6 scale.
Hey, take it up with Angelo, okay? 'Cause
I know.
Ooh.
Angelo corrupted everybody.
everybody. So I got these guys. These guys are from Marvel Legends, and
And they're
called,
1/6.
I guess no.
Gotta put him down then.
And
Gotta
I
put him
guess
down.
they're called
Oh, cool.
Outlanders. And these
Oh, those are cool.
these are neat. I just got them because they're neat monsters.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
did
really
pictures with them
articulated.
already.
They're cool looking. They got these forearms and stuff. This is what they look like next to a 6-inch figure. So they're nice big monsters.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool
Yeah.
to photograph. But
Yeah.
the
Very
real
cool.
cool thing I got. Everybody
Oh, no.
familiar with Cosmic Legions by any chance?
No.
The Four Horsemen? No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Four
Four Horsemen. So this is this guy.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah, you used him in a photo shoot already, just a different head.
Yes.
Yeah, I used a Joe head, one of Angelo's Joe heads. This is the head he comes with. This is what he looks like boxed. Yes, I did buy 2 of them.
No.
Of course
not
you did.
That's right. And I'll tell you why I bought 2 of them. They come
is
with
cool.
4 heads, 4 different heads,
Yeah.
2 sets of arms, and 2 sets of legs. So you can make two creatures out of this, 2 figures.
2 totally different
Cool.
ones. Yeah.
And the cool thing about this guy is if you look at his name is Fisher Rice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar?
Fisher.
He is
Price.
he is an
Yeah.
homage to the Fisher Price
Oh. Yeah.
adventure
Yeah.
adventure
yeah.
alien that they made. And
Cool.
he's that's who he's supposed to be anyways. So
Oh,
they
yeah,
called him
he-
Fisher Rice.
I think that's pretty good.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
Still not 1/6.
nice stuff there, Rick.
Hey,
And hey,
yes.
the pictures this week have been excellent. I don't care what state you think. Your photography's been amazing.
I don't know that Armstrong. He's always talking about bailing. Maybe it's
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Gotta go
That's
old
it.
school.
That's what I
kind of
got. That's what I got.
I'm gonna have to change the opening to my show to dedicate to the 1/6 scale and anything else Rick brings in. Whatever else Rick wants to talk about. 1/6 scale and anything Rick has.
one thing about it though, Rick has a lot of different stuff.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's
Still
all
all
over
in the
place,
action
yeah.
figure realm, so
It's
know,
very
wait-
eclectic.
Wait till you see next week's show. Wait till you see what I
Uh-oh.
got for next week's show.
oh, you got something new coming in.
I
do you?
buy all this stuff just so I can show it off on this friggin' show.
And then take it back
and you
next
go back
day.
and return it. Is that what you
Oh
do?
yeah. You the guy
Then I
at
return it.
Walmart taking all the shit back? Yeah.
I put
You're like,
different
why do
figures
you
in the
keep coming
box
in
and bring
here?
them back.
There you go.
I think it's some
Keep
kind
the
of
good
scam.
parts.
Last up, Stacy.
Okay.
What you got for
All
us,
right.
buddy?
So I normally try to take off at the end of the year between Christmas and January. So I said I'm going to take off. I'm not really going to do too much work. Again, I lied. So I started working again. But I only did 2. I did 2 restrings, cleaned them, reflocked them.
Nice.
So those are customers' ones. And then my buddy Jeff Shear sent me a Christmas present. Everybody knows what that is.
Speaking of which, Jeff is
Very
in the
nice.
chat room right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jeff, again. I love it. And so this coming year, I'm going to work on the green helicopter and turn that in, up here to an Adventure Team 1. So that kind of motivated me to try to get that done. So that's pretty much it, though. Sorry.
Adam LeMay said hi, Stacy, just to you, nobody else.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's in my Michigan group.
Oh, all right,
Yeah.
right on.
Mhm.
Go Blue,
Go Blue. Yeah.
go Blue.
I posted in there the show, every show, after the show airs. So
Nice.
We had a lot of watchers last week.
we did.
We did. We had like 100
Views.
that I saw
Fast.
like within
And
24
I think
hours.
that was by the
Right.
next morning.
That's because that show went off the rails.
Oh, damn!
Oh,
Did it
right.
ever?
Oh,
I was
there's
getting
an
texts from other people like, "What was going on?" Like, actually, I think Jeff Shear sent me something the next day. He was like, "Dude, I don't even know what happened." He's just like, I said, "I don't know,
Neither
man."
did we.
But the comments I got were it was really funny though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
They liked it. They were like,
Yeah,
they liked
everybody
it.
liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody liked it.
181 views.
181.
Wow,
Yep.
that's got to be a record.
That's
for-
pretty good.
I got one of
For a
those,
little show about toys.
I got one of those fuel pumps
Oh, yeah?
from Jeff too.
Nice.
Yeah,
I was going to save this for next week's show because Jeff's supposed to be on. But yeah, he
Yep.
sent this at Christmas time. Really nice.
yes. I
I
really
gotta
like it.
I got to figure out a cool photo for that.
Yeah.
You got a smooth can. Mine's a ribbed can. Do you notice it? I
Oh,
got ribs.
I
Mine
think
must-
we ought to
mine
get,
must have had
Jason
beans in it or
back
something.
on next week with Jeff.
I'm green beans.
you agree? I think mine was peaches, maybe.
Oh, you might be Pete. Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Robert
It's
DeCastro's
cool.
with us
It's
tonight.
neat.
How's it going,
2
Robert?
tomatoes.
Oh, hey, Robert.
They heard about last week's show and everyone's trying to see what's going to happen this week. huh?
Yeah, that's what they're
Or
all here for.
Or they heard Angelo's going to be on, and they're all like, "Uh oh."
Excited to see Ange. Haven't seen him in a year.
Angelo's
man.
got a lot of new stuff to show off.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
man.
Can't wait.
So, all right. Well, let's bring the old man in, shall we?
Sure.
The old
Those of
man.
you that aren't familiar with this gentleman, I'm sure you got some stuff flocked from him in the past.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is one of the OOGs from the Axis of Awesome. This is Mr. Angelo D'Annibale.
Evening, everyone.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Good. It's good to be back. Happy New Year.
Everybody's
Happy
talking about
New
the
Year.
nice weather, and you look like you're freezing.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm always cold, but today was I had talked to Murray. It was 56 degrees up here today.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So yeah, it was definitely a totally different New Year than it has been in the past. So yeah, I think the flowers are starting to bloom. Everything's going crazy. Some of the flies are starting to hatch, and we're like, whoa, what's going on here? But next week is supposed to get cold again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 So
Yeah. Back to the deep freeze.
yes, sir.
So, Ange, it's been a little while since you've been on live with us.
It's been a while. It's been a roller coaster year already. I'm looking at bigger and better things in regards to life changes, I guess. I'm looking at trying to retire a little earlier than anticipated.
Good for
I'm
you.
looking
Good for you.
at getting a personal trainer certificate that I'm working on right now, and then getting a license soon to follow. I'm going to work over at the YMCA for a little bit, and then trying to use the personal training certificate there as part of a supplement to my income once I do retire. So that's something I got going on. School's just getting a little bit. I love my kids. I love to teach. Admin is another story, and the way things are done in the school district these days is very different. Where I hate to preach, but that's kind of my thing. If you guys are on here, you know who I am and what I'm about. I said one of the latest things with all the AI going on and some really, really awesome artwork that we've seen on a lot of the Joe sites. Now it has infiltrated so much with the school districts that teachers are going to be obsolete. We're reading, the students are currently reading a civil rights book entitled The Watsons Go to Birmingham. It's a great book. Our principal wants us to focus more on using AI to get questions that mimic the New York State assessment, multiple choice and constructed response. So I
Good
typed in New York State constructed response questions for Watson's Go to Birmingham, chapters 1 through 27. In about 15 seconds, I had about 15 pages worth of questions. And then We don't even have to answer them because the AI will answer the questions for the kids and tell them what's wrong or how they change it. So you don't need someone with a degree to teach children anymore. You just need to know how to put the right questions into the computer.
Jeez.
Wow. Yeah.
That's just wrong.
Yeah.
So my thing is I love the hands-on. I love to do what I do. Just during Christmas, I had 2 AFX. If you guys remember AFX tracks, electric tracks,
Yeah.
I had 2 AFX tracks going into the computer lab room. I had 2 sets. Jeff will like this. I had over 100 feet of Hot Wheel track down the hallway, and I had them on top of an 8-foot ladder, and the kids were racing Hot Wheel track down the hallway. We had such an awesome time. The principal came by and he looked at us, and I'm like, just keep walking, man. The kids are having fun. And we had just done. I had all the kids. My homeroom. We did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer play. The kids wanted to perform it. We performed a 45-minute play in front of the whole entire school and about 80 parents.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. So those are the things I will remember. My kids will remember. All the other stuff, they can keep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah. So that's been occupying a lot of my time and energy this year. So hopefully 2025 is going to be a little lighter and a little happier and a better time and place.
You're still going to continue your flocking and stuff, right?
I absolutely all the hobby. I have, Stacy, with the hobby, there's so many avenues that you can get into, and the flocking, that's one of the things I really enjoy that helps me to decompress, to go down and take a look at the figures before and after, especially when you get a really rough looking figure that someone has really abused, and you bring it back to life, and you get that friend, that customer who's like, wow, it looks so great. That's a big deal. And you feel proud, and there's that pride aspect. And I think what's missing with a lot of the real jobs today is being proud of what you've done. Right. I think there's too much now with everyone's just worrying about the almighty dollar and the paycheck, and going from paycheck to paycheck, and you sit there and you just go through the motions. I don't want that. I want to be proud of what I do. And the hobby, if I can make the hobby a full-time job, I would do that, because this brings a great deal of pleasure and makes me feel good that others appreciate the hard work that you put into it. Yeah, and I think that doing the physical training aspect, I mean, I didn't start working out until I was in my 20s. I was a chubba eating pasta. My dad was a blue collar worker. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. We didn't have much. Mom made all the pasta. So that's all I ate was pasta. Pasta was cheap, flour and water. And, and then you go and get the tomatoes in the yard. So that's all we ate. So I feel for a lot of people, and I can understand and relate to a lot of people who are trying to get into working out and exercise. And I think that might be another avenue for me to approach as I get a little bit older, and start working into like a YMCA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good.
Dude, I can easily see you moving right into that job. So, well, you say you weren't busy this year, or you were busy this year?
Yes. So, I was busy with playing around, and I know I'm so sorry. The damn 1/12 scale has made me absolutely insane, and and what Rick does when Rick grabs one of the 1/12 bodies and he puts one of the adventure team heads on it, and I'm like, son of a. Then I say, Rick, where'd you get that figure from? And everyone then asks Rick the same question, because Rick is out there buying all these figures because he knows how they're going to look when he puts an adventure team head on them, and they look great, and they do look like a miniature size of our adventure team. And I know Stacy takes up a lot of room. Now wait, because I'm going to move my camera for a second, because I got to make Stacy a little happy about the 1/6 scale before I get into 1/12. So I'm going to move my camera. Okay. So now this is the actual Joe room. This is one side of the Joe room you may have seen before. I made that wagon. Yep. That's a wagon I built. There are some Mark's horses there. You're going to see that whole entire, it's like a little, the diorama is like a European park, I call it. This is a new shelving unit right there with all figures up on top. Nice. That used to be in the closet here. There's
Yeah.
the Turbocraft. I think that's what it was. I painted it. It's blue. It's up there somewhere. There's a shark cage that used to be a gate from Home Depot. There's one of the helicopters. Oh, there's my big bridge that I made out of bamboo way up on top.
Yeah.
Down there is my desert scene. Keep going over to the right. There's an adventure team dudes flying in there. You got to have one training tower behind it. There's more
Dinosaurs.
figures. Oh yeah, this is my big dinosaur table. All kinds of dinosaurs. And there's a screen up on top that is a 10-foot screen, motorized screen that will come down and cover that up. So I can, watch G.I. Joe and stuff like that on
Cool.
the big screen. So Stace, that was for you. Because I know that
So do I.
and for you, Paul, because this is the 1/6 channel and we keep changing it up on you.
Well,
And it is, but I see mine is adventure team. I think that
Yeah.
it's whether it's a 1/6 scale adventure team or it's 1/12 scale adventure team. Adventure team was always my go-to. Adventure team was forever to me will be G.I. Joe, because when I grew up, born in '69, not being able to have some until my cousins, destroyed them and I Frank and Joe'd them. It was always those fuzzy hair guys was always what I remember. I wasn't around for when they had the painted hair guys. So the adventure team I was always drawn to. And in the 80s, when I had all the 3 3/4 inch, because that's all was around, I had all of them. And I got to love the story behind the G.I. Joe, but it still wasn't that adventure team Joe until I made my own comics. So my continuing adventures of G.I. Joe is revitalizing and bringing back the adventure team through 1/6 scale, and now I started to go dabble into the 1/12 as well. It's just it's a great ever changing and constantly, there's new things on the market and you can find, and the imagination can take you wherever you want it to go. And I think that's what's great about the hobby is that you don't ever have to be really locked into just one thing. And I know that there's the guys who are like, no, it's got to be vintage and it has to be exactly the certain year and it has to, have a certain label on it. And I understand that. And I give that all the power to them because they are doing the same. They're constantly in the search of that holy grail for what they really want to have. And that's awesome. I can't just lock in. It's just the way my brain is. It's all over the place. And I'm going to say like Rick's when he sees something, he goes, wow, I could use this for that, his microwave or his outside or down in his basement and whatever the background he envisions something different, something from an imagination aspect. So, you get to put a piece of you into all of this. And I think that, with the 1/12 allows a lot of that because it's not already pre-marketed as it's supposed to be a certain type of G.I. Joe.
Because it's not been done. It's all fresh and new.
Yeah.
And putting just a different head on it. And now you've got like a
whole new thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And a new story. Right.
Yeah.
I get it.
And you can customize these classified Joes. You can rip their arms off, their legs off. Most of their equipment comes off.
Don't do that, Chuck.
We're not talking about blowing these guys up now.
We just got the Toy Story. Sid, is there a Sid here in the house?
Yeah, right.
Ripping arms and legs off. I don't know. Jeez.
You can replace them.
You can't do that.
They're modular. Yeah,
they are modular. They are like if you wanted to have a certain color, torso with the different colored legs, you can, it's easy enough to do that.
They're made so that they come apart pretty easy.
Sure.
Easier than 12-inch.
Yeah.
If anybody in the chat room has direct questions for Angelo, just go ahead and type them in and I'll pull them up.
Yeah, and you might not want to ask me questions. As you know, I talk and that's probably, you guys are probably glad I wasn't around for like several months because I would not shut up.
We know you'll fill in the time here. That's for sure. We don't have to worry about that.
So what I'm going to do, since I showed a little bit of the 1/6, so that's my big room. That room right there it's about a 20 by 20, and it's all set up with displays. And then where I'm sitting right now is the closet, and I kind of transformed some of it into 1/12. And one of the things I got just recently when Rick was talking about, and you probably can't see it too well, is a Dragonfly helicopter, and
Cool.
that's hanging up in front of the window in the closet. And I love that to pieces. One of the things you're gonna see to the left, those are those warthogs. I customized 3 of those. Are 1/6, well, kind of 1/6. Those
Yeah.
are like what Robert DeCastro just purchased.
Right.
I have 3 of them. I have one for desert, one for winter, one for jungle camo. And then you're gonna keep going, and then you got some 1/12 scale stuff that I have that I made little tiny dioramas so that they'll display nice. And here's a little like
ATV
desert scene. You gotta have Indy in there.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. And then down below, my chair's in the way. Here's a little, some more. Those creatures right there are so awesome. They're armored wolves, and one is an armored boar. And you can't see them too well, but they weigh like 2 pounds a piece. They're really awesome. They fit well with the 1/12. And the last thing, is this the Hiss tank. I know I can't see it because my arm's in the way. That was another. That's from the Real American Hero line, Hiss tank, and it was huge, ginormous. And those were 2 of the Christmas presents to myself. I bought the Dragonfly, and I bought the Hiss tank, and then I bought 4 more extreme sets. If anyone, even to try to use it for 1/6 scale, Extreme Sets is an awesome site where they build dioramas out of cardboard, and you assemble them, and they are awesome backdrops. The ones behind me, the one for the desert scene, and then the one that's kind of an Aztec jungle scene, those are both from Extreme Sets. Years ago, they made them in 1/6 scale, and I bought all the ones they had. They only had 4 in 1/6. And then it seemed like 1/6 was kind of, going by the way of the dinosaur, like we are. So then they started making.
Hey! I resemble that.
They started producing more 1/18 scale, and then they got into the 1/12, and now that market's blowing right up. So I bought more sets, and I try to utilize them for 1/6 and for 1/12. Obviously, some of the things when the doorways and whatnot, you can't use them for the 1/6. And then for my birthday, my cousin Paul, who lives in Florida. Oh man, can you see it from there?
Yeah, better back. Back.
Yeah.
Mark Pennington.
Yeah.
Mark Pennington was, and I went and looked him up because I was not too familiar with, and I'm going to read what I found online. Mark Pennington worked at Hasbro on G.I. Joe as the second full-time figure designer from December 31st, 1985 to August 1988. So he was a figure designer, and he also has his own figure Hit and Run. Similar to what Bazigian, remember when you guys had him on?
Yeah.
And he was Law and Order, right?
Yep.
When he was creating the figures. So this Mark Pennington, he started making figures, I think, either around the same time or after. When did Bazigian, when was he? Was he the 90s?
Kurt?
Do you remember?
Kurt Bazigian?
Yeah,
he was in the 90s.
I don't know what year that figure came out.
Early 90s.
All right, because I think this gentleman was right before him. He was 85 to 88. So he gave me that cool book, and in the book is all original, like all artwork that he did. And then he gave me a signed poster. So my cousin lives in Florida, and they have a art walk every week or so, and he has a shop down there, and he had all G.I. Joe artwork and things that he's done. And my cousin, has invited me down several times, but now I might go because I could go see some G.I. Joe stuff. So can I keep going? I got a couple other little things.
Yeah, dude. Sure.
So you know how you guys have been making the little barrels to go along with fuel tanks and whatnot.
Yeah.
So now this one will require you to drink. This is a Russian. This is a Russian vodka.
Oh,
Okay? It's a Russian. But look and the scale of this one's perfect drum for 1/12 scale. But wait, because
They
They
come in
also make
1/6
them.
also?
They also make them for
Damn.
1/6 scale, and you
Oh,
can
I
see
gotta
the
go to the States.
you can see the ribs on it. You see the ribs,
Yeah.
just like a
55
drum
gallon
thing.
drum.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy 12 of those.
I'm gonna have to come for a visit.
So I don't drink vodka, but my boys do. So they dad. So they gave me this, and I said that's really cool. So I have I have the big one and the little one, one
Yeah.
for 1/6 and
Perfect.
one for 1/12, and I have to tell them to start drinking some more so we can have a whole dispensary kind of.
That's really bad. You encourage your kids to drink.
Well, we don't want them to
No.
dehydrate. Come on.
It's for a good cause, though.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
right.
That is true.
They got to get their vitamins from the potato somehow. You got to get your
A
carbs
lot of
in.
vitamin C in
Yeah.
potatoes.
You know.
Angelo, you
Ernie-
had a question from the chat room from Ernie. Ernie's Attic
Yeah.
said, "How do you see your work? You still keep up with your YouTube channel, right?"
I have. I've been really bad about that. So that's one of the things. I think after I made the Peter Pan book and record of the Mummy, that took me forever, and that's using that same scene behind me. That was a one that I really, really treasure. Again, it was one I've always wanted to make in 1/6 scale, but I know the number of hours it would have taken, and I just didn't have those hours, and I knew that if I did this with 1/12 scale, I could use my table here in the Joe room, and it's what I did. I had about 100 pounds of sand. I put right on top of the table, and then I set it all up, and I blasted like 300 plus pictures. I tried to go along with the book and record as much as possible, and I thought it came out awesome. Again, I don't ever want to give up on the 1/6, and I want to make one with 1/6. My goal was to create every single one of the Peter Pan book and records. There was only 4, to make 1/6, and now I want to make one in 1/12 as well for each one. So I can play the music in the background. So that was kind of the last thing that I really did for YouTube, but I need to get back into that. But the vodka, if you can see, that's the name. HE, I have no idea what that symbol is. Capital T and then a lowercase b.
Cool.
So you got to buy. You can buy it at a liquor store, or
Yeah.
do you have to go overseas for it, or what?
No. It was a liquor store with Latham, which is right near Siena College.
Okay.
It's about 20 miles from here. That's
So
where
it's not an import thing. You can get it locally. Like it's
No, I actually I did a barter system. I sent a couple heads over to Russia, and they sent me back some vodka. But I have sent heads to Russia.
Cool.
So that's one of the other cool things, when Stacy, when you're talking about flocking heads and sending them out, I said, I wish I had a United States map and a world map set up at the time that I started doing this. Now, I haven't been flocking nearly as long as you have, Stace, and I know that there's other guys who have been doing it longer, but it's so neat when you see all the different places that you're sending these heads to. And I'm like, every state in the continental United States, even Hawaii, I don't think I've sent anything to Alaska though. I think of that one. No. So, but all those I've sent, like I said, overseas, I love to see, the one to Russia was the one that scared me the most. Cause I'm like, how is this going to work? And I'm like, should I even have my address, my return address on there? But it worked out. And then the furthest one was to Australia that I sent heads to.
I've done Australia. I've done Denmark.
Yeah.
I've done Germany.
But isn't it fascinating?
Yes.
Yeah. And for people to appreciate your work from, and then, there's guys out there. There's that Mike Coxey. Is it Coxey? He's over in Europe, and he does phenomenal work. So to have someone, over the pond 3,000 plus miles to ask us to do that, it's flattering.
Yeah. Is this your vodka right here?
Yes, it is. NEFT.
Yep,
Oh, yeah, that's on the other side. Yes, sir.
$31.
Oh, how big a barrel is that? A liter. What's this one? All right, this is 7.
A lot.
All right, so that was on the other side. I just realized that there's 2 sides. NEFT, and this one is 750
500?
milliliters. So this is
Oh,
750 milliliters.
Right.
So wow, expensive vodka. But they said it's real
Not
smooth.
really.
I couldn't tell you. The only thing I started drinking some Voodoo Ranger IPAs.
Yeah.
Ugh,
You guys know those?
No, I've never had that yet.
IPAs. Ugh.
Oh, Voodoo. They were 9.5.
Oh my God, that's worse than a stout.
I don't even drink. I had 3 of them the other night. I
Done.
didn't know where I was and they are so tasty because
Yeah.
they had a variety pack. One
Right.
was peach, not a lot of strong flavor, but a little bit of hint of peach. One was a citrus. One had a pineapple. Oh man, that was a
You are
hurting
done
unit.
like dinner, my friend. 3 of those at 9%. Jumping anyway.
And I'm not a drinker. I did all my drinking in high school. I shouldn't say that either.
High college. High
Yeah,
college.
yeah.
You know, in college was like, everybody was getting drunk. I'm like, been there, done that. I said, you got to come up with something better.
Yeah.
So,
And
then
they did.
and then I started getting addicted to toys. So I guess that's what it ended up happening.
I was gonna say, let's remind our viewers that this is a talk show about toys and not
Toys,
alcohol and
not
vodka.
vodka. No.
That's still a toy.
Hey,
I got
Angelo.
You've seen Jeff's YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Hey,
We're all
Ange,
mature
I only
and
have you on
adult.
for another 20 minutes, and you sent me a whole bunch of pictures. I'm hoping you can get through.
Sure.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do them.
Talk about.
Let's
Yeah.
get the photos. Let's see those.
Yeah. All right. So, Angelo this week sent me a bunch of pictures. That he's been. This is just from this year, right? The most.
Those are just random. My thing is my phone. You know, I made the mistake, or I don't know if it's a fortunate mistake, but getting like a 256 is it gigabyte when in my phone, one of the little tiny SD cards.
SD card.
And man, I filled that thing up. There's so many pictures on there. So Paul asked, he says, "Oh, you want to, send me a couple pictures?" Mistake right there. Just like he says, you want to say a couple words. You want to come on for a little bit. You can't say a little bit. You got to go big or go home.
I texted Angelo on Monday. I said, I want to work on your promo. Send me a couple pictures, and that.
So a couple pictures. I think I
That
sent
turned into this 4-minute slide presentation I'm going to show you.
Yeah. So, and I have, when you start taking pictures, I have thousands upon thousands. I mean, if I could figure out how to get all of those into a running, slide presentation, it'd probably take a half an hour or more just to have them for 1 second a piece.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start this slideshow, and you can
All
talk
right.
your way through it if you will.
And I'll talk a little bit. How
You're-
long are
you're-
they each? So I know how fast I
Oh,
got to
no,
talk.
I'm just gonna hit the pause button. You talk as long as you want, and I'll go to the next one.
Oh boy.
Okay.
This is gonna be a
Oh,
2-hour show.
And Stacy will keep you on track and let you know.
Stacy, get a pillow. Stacy, get a pillow.
I get them.
Okay.
I get them.
And you did not send me this first picture, so I pulled this off the internet here. So
Oh my. Yes. You know what that's from, right? Go back.
What
back
happened?
already.
What happened? I'll
Go
just
back.
pause it.
I gotta
I'll just pause it.
This
I
this is my claim to fame. This is my most famous picture of G.I. Joe. This is how I got started. This was the Joe Report. If you go to, I believe it's 2015 August of the Joe Report, there's a huge article on me. It says master designer, creator, something of G.I. Joe. And that was how my table looked. When the picture was taken, underneath it was World War II. I had a lot of World War II figures going on during that time.
Yeah.
And I showed my kids, look me up. If they type in Angelo D'Annibale, you go right to this Joe Report site. And I have my Uncle John. So if you guys, check it out. There's a picture of my Uncle John when he fought with the 28th Infantry Division and with 81 millimeter mortar during the Battle of the Bulge. And I did a tribute figure to him. It had the wrong base plate. And he always tells me that. And I said, Uncle John, didn't have I can't find a rectangular or square base plate. So the mortar has a round base plate. It's not the right mortar. So anyway, so yeah, this was my room back in the day.
Mhm.
Yeah, this was a good one.
much.
Not too much. Not too much. All the vehicles though up top are down in the basement now, except for that Panther.
All right.
If you could see the Panther, the first one. This one's a brand new
That's
one. This one
nice.
I just did. This was I got the snowmobile last year, and I can't remember. I think it was Amazon. I typed in 1/12 scale. snowmobile. And that figure is a snow serpent from G.I. Joe, a real American hero, that I pulled his vest off, pulled the head off, and put one of my flocked heads on it. I just thought it made a nice little Christmas card I banged out real quick.
And it's a nice one.
Nice.
Thank you.
And
I was jealous when you got those skidoos at first.
Yeah, thanks. This one, Webster, is Mr. Webster online still? I did this head for him. He, once in a while, you're going to get some heads, especially if they're resin cast, that might ooze resin. And when they ooze resin, it's because they were not cured properly enough with the UV light. And the reason I know this, my son just got a resin printer for Christmas. Oh, that's what I forgot to tell you guys. He got a resin printer,
Cool.
so look out. I might be printing some shit with him. So this one was damaged. This one was damaged, so I started taking a little knife and started carving it more. And Robert wanted it to look like a picture from a movie, and I thought it looked pretty damn good. If you guys saw, he just posted this with a German uniform, this past week. So that was the head that I
from
did.
the movie Shockwaves. Yeah,
Shockwave. Yes, yeah, and I thought that came out pretty good.
very cool.
Thanks. When I'm not talking, Paul, you better go faster. This one I love. You know why I love this one? They look 1/6 scale, but they're 1/12.
Oh.
They're 1/12. Those are the tiny little heads for the 6-inch figures. Those are some of my pride and joy.
Nice job.
Yeah,
Yep, those are good.
Thanks. Oh, this one I did years ago. This was after Halloween. I always love to go buy some of the skeletons from from Lowe's, Home Depot, or even Target. This was a giant skeleton of a snake, and it was probably about 4 feet long, 5 feet long. If you look, that's a 1/6 Joe. So if you take that and you stretched it out, you can see how long it was. But I did a quick little photo story, and you can see there's a there's a skeleton in its mouth. And there was one scene that I had a quote that it said, you killed what killed you, or something or other. And because his hand had a knife going through its eye. So the snake killed the figure, but he also killed the snake at the same time. It's kind of neat.
Cool.
Yeah. That's backyard during springtime when it's all nice and green. This was one of the ones that I like to, with Stacy, when you get a figure that is mangled. Yes. Right. You know what? His lip was gone. Stacy, look at his upper lip. It's gone. They had scraped it. Totally
people will do that with a knife or a razor blade or whatever. And they hack the eyebrows up too. And when I get them like that, I just repaint the eyebrow right back on top of it the best I can. Because there's nothing you can do.
And I don't like to, and I'm better. I've gotten better at doing the eyebrows and whatnot, but I usually leave it unless someone asks for it. So it stays as close to original as possible. But what a difference. That's, that I have no problem, displaying that.
It makes it a usable figure again. You know what I mean? Because what are you going to do with the other thing on the left?
Yeah.
Yep.
No. Very good.
Yeah, more you can go through. Oh, the one on the right, Steve Austin.
And that's 1/6. These guys?
No,
that's 1/12, 6-inch.
So where'd you get that? Where'd you get the Steve Austin head?
Someone sent it to me. A guy sent me a whole bag of heads. And the bag of heads he sent all had the resin damage. When he said he hadn't opened up the bag since June, and he goes, he wanted the heads done for Christmas. And I said, okay. So he sent them to me in November. And I said, or no, October, late October. I said, okay, I can take care of you for Christmas. And then when I opened the bag was all stuck together. I said, hey, have you opened this? He goes, no, not since June. One of the heads, only one, had started oozing behind the eyes. There was a pocket, and apparently it didn't cure.
It didn't cure it long resin enough and sometimes even though you cure it for a long time, there'll be a pocket of resin that didn't get inside, and then all of a sudden they'll explode.
Yeah, and it messed up all the heads. I had to be so careful trying to clean all these and get them going, but they came out Yep. Good.
Well done.
Yep.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right. Next slide.
Yeah, you can go fast. The ones on the bottom are tribute to the
Yeah,
64
you're doing a good
guys.
job on those. Those look good too.
They look
And
really
again,
good.
thank you. Yeah, and it's all paint.
1/12 scale, right? All the
Yeah.
1/12. Yeah, I'll tell you
Yeah,
when they're
when they're real.
the bigger ones.
Come
When
on,
they're
Paul.
real.
You need to pick this stuff up.
this one, this I could not pass up
Oh.
because the bottom right hand corner was Tunnel
Yeah.
Rat. Tunnel Rat based on a Larry Hama. If you guys know
Mhm.
that, right? The Larry Hama of the real American hero G.I. Joe. Tunnel Rat and Larry Hama are one and the same. So I had to have a Tunnel Rat, and I have several Tunnel Rats, and then they were blowing them out at $10 a piece
Sweet.
on Amazon.
You said
So I started flocking them different ways.
Rick's got
So the one on the Rick's got the one on the bottom
Yeah.
left. I sent that
Yeah.
one to Rick.
I thought these
Great
were
pictures with
miniature
the-
Angelo heads.
Ha. He's got more. If I wear my bandana and I let my scruff grow, but mine's all white now. Damn it.
Let's not talk about that, Ange.
Yeah, there's
You
nothing
do
wrong
have
with the
paint.
little white.
Okay.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Arctic lawn
Oh, this is a
highlights.
good. This was good. This I ordered. I had my son put it together because damn, I couldn't see the directions were so small and they were all in Chinese or Japanese. I couldn't tell the difference or what. And you have to assemble it, and it's like a cryo chamber,
Oh, cool.
but it's awesome. And it's got lights on top, and it lights up. And I would love to have one like that for 1/6. This is 1/12, so it's a 6-inch figure. In the background, that's one of those extreme sets. It's a castle diorama, and that diagonal where that door is, the door opens, and where the diagonal is, there's a little staircase behind it where you can actually have a figure walk up the
Oh,
stairs.
cool.
And that was a Croc Master figure that I tore his head off, and I put one of the zombie heads. There's a guy online who sells zombie heads. You got to paint them and do whatever. So I painted it and flocked it, stuck it on his head, and I loved it.
Very cool.
That's interestingly cool. I love this chamber. Hey, there's
Oh,
one.
I wonder what we have here.
Yeah, my box.
Shameless plug.
My box. Well, you know what, Tracy, Stacy, I don't have any left. You know, when I talk to Terrell, you know, he does the sets and stuff, but he always says he keeps one for himself. He'll make so many, and then he'll keep one. I never do. I only ever made about 4 of each set. When I come up with an idea, I only make 4.
Yeah.
And when the 4 are gone, they're gone. Because it takes a long time, and people, I think they don't understand or realize to find all the pieces and parts that
hard.
you want, and you
Yes.
want it to look good. It's hard. And I mean, if you look at that uniform, that's not just cheesy ass uniform. That's a nice, really detailed uniform. And all little pockets and zippers open. It's a great one. So, and it's got a 2-tone flocked head. That one's got 1 millimeter top, 2 millimeter beard. It's got that awesome arc. That Ark of the Covenant is like made out of resin. It's hard. It'll break. It's almost like
Who
a
made that?
ceramic.
The arc.
I found that too. I
like
going
my
online,
idea.
typing in,
It's like a plaster.
and that's more 1/6 scale than you will find, and that one's 10 times better than the plastic one that they gave away with the Indiana Jones set. And then that is an articulated Cobra.
Yeah.
And that was one of the stories I did. Coils of the Ruby was an awesome little comic book that I made.
It was.
So there's going to be several hopefully pictures of my sets that I've done, and I don't have any more. Like boom, gone. One guy that he bought every single one of my sets. I think I made 8. He bought every one, and he's got a nice display in his house with my stuff. And I'm like,
cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
I would like to just go to the house just to see it all set up, because I'm like I'm in awe that he was in awe of it. So it's really cool.
Perfect.
Next one.
Game Night. This was probably the most fun set. This one was entitled Game Night. Those are authentic Barbie Ken pajamas from the 70s, brand new. You can see the crease still on them. Rolled up is a beautiful rug that's like a 12-inch rug.
Area rug. Okay.
What it might be like a mouse pad, and it's actually fabric.
Yep.
In the bag above it, there's an iPhone, an iPad, there's chess pieces, there's a chess board, miniature chess board. That little TV is an actual Atari game that you can play Asteroids on.
Cool.
You can actually play it. You can actually play the Operation game. It lights up and buzzes. Monopoly the same way. And I thought, what an awesome little set. Just to have a little imagination, for someone who might not and thought these things were cool, you got instant game night.
Yeah. But yeah, I know the rolled up rug there at work, they've got a lot of mouse pads like that. A few years
Yeah.
ago they came
Yeah.
out, and it seemed everybody, all the administrators had them, and they were really sweet.
Yeah.
I picked up one or
They're
two.
great for Joe.
Angelo, how'd you
You
mount
gotta
all that
walk-
stuff to the foam?
Yep. So what I did, it's a 1-inch thick foam, comes on a big roll.
Yeah.
The roll's about 3 feet by 20 feet maybe. And so what I have to cut it to
Yeah.
size, and then I would take a razor X-Acto knife to poke holes in the back, and then I use twist ties to twist tie everything in
Okay.
place. This was a stab at Greg, because when Greg at Cotswold, he said I heard people were complaining when he would just throw everything in the box and they'd get it and everything was just all over the place.
Mhm.
And I said, not my sets. My sets, the stuff don't move. Hope he's watching.
This is another
Oh,
nice
yeah. And here you go. This one, I'm going to say, Greg, I know, brother, you got those nice cardboard looking cages. Look at this bad boy. That's real bamboo. Nice tiger in the bamboo cage.
Is that the white
This is
elephant,
probably my
tiger?
Yeah, this is my tribute to the white
Yep.
tiger set. And a little baby
Gonna say
white
that.
tiger up
I've
top.
never seen that little baby white tiger.
And that's
cool.
that. Yeah, this is
Is
the
that an
Rhodesian.
armadillo?
That Rhodesian. Yeah, over
Yeah.
in the top right. It's called something a little different than armadillo. It's because I made sure it was from the right geographic locations. So I do a little research
Yeah.
too. But that outfit, and it's
Rhodesian.
not just shorts. Those are the long pants, which are even harder to come by.
Are they 21st?
That is 21st off the Ultimate Soldier Taz and Oz set.
Okay. That
That's
is hard to get.
Yeah.
Cotswold bush hat, right? The dark green.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. You identified that right off the rip, and the
Yeah,
rifle.
the G.I. Joe Hasbro camera from the 90s.
Camera. Yep.
Action Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, and then
Nice
a
hunting rifle.
repro of the. It's nice,
Yeah.
right?
Very
That was one of my favorite sets.
That's a good set.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, that's what the outside of the boxes look like. This was a Christmas one for a couple years ago. Everything in the set was in that box. Ugly sweater, the fragile. That was a lot of fun. I made that box with the ornament leg, a Christmas tree with miniature lights. It's so hard. You got to find those. You can see his nice winter jacket, the parka in the background. That seat was a Barbie. Was a Barbie seat that I reupholstered with fabric that looked like Christmas. The fireplace was another Barbie set, but it made for a perfect, one and done. Set it up, and it's a holiday scene.
Now, Joe has pants on, right?
Joe is wearing a white. He's wearing a white snowsuit.
reflecting funny.
Okay. Yeah.
We got
white
Alan
snowsuit.
Dawson from Europe watching tonight.
Hey,
Oh,
Sweet.
now this one, there is a gentleman, Burke, I think his last name is. He does phenomenal pictures. He did some winter ones, and I was like, oh man, I did some almost like that last year. These are ones at a Walmart parking lot. I had the day off. I had the day off from school. I grabbed my figure, and this goes along with one of my photo comics that I didn't finish the comic yet. But it is a comic story, and he goes and finds this is his guide, and his guide is showing him the way. But that's one of my favorite winter Joes. He's all decked out, winter camo, and then his nice parka, and that is a dragon figure with an articulated Joe body.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah. And this is the
Tiger, huh?
set. I love this picture. Obviously, it has been edited, photoshopped, but that was 3 of the figures with the set with the White Tiger hunt.
That's very cool.
Right. I did that one for
I was going to say Filmaholic. That looks like one of his figures.
Yeah. Yeah, that was when he was very skeptical about sending it to me.
He's in the chat room. He's in the chat room right now. So
yeah.
So that's a vintage
He was worried
Takara
about it.
head, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So can I give you a little bit of advice?
I said I would
on
take care of it.
The mustache is really a thin line above the lip.
Yeah.
That's I don't know why they did that, but that's the way they did them.
Yeah.
I like them though.
Yep. Another set, another fun one. Again, the background is that Extreme Sets. This was an Alien.
Pod and everything.
I can't remember when it was from, but you can see down below the egg. The face hugger is in Joe's hands. It's an awesome urban camo set that I found. In the background, there's a jar and there's a baby. There was a baby alien inside it. The bottom left is like a cryo chamber that came with the X-Files set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What kind of camo is that? Is that like digital camo or what is that?
It's like a digital urban camo. That's all I could.
Okay.
Yeah. This one was. I thought this was a fun flock where I tried to do the 1 millimeter with the beard and mustache, and then 4 millimeter on the hair. And I just love that color. That
the salt and pepper really pops, doesn't it? Gives you depth.
Yeah. Right. That one does pop.
Looks good.
Thanks.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
I remember
That was one when I got that snake eye set with timber, and I said, "Oh, I gotta try to flock that sucker." And that, if I'm gonna say anything was the hardest flock ever, it was that one, because it had 13 pieces. You had to take apart.
Yeah.
Took it all apart and had to flock each piece, and then you had to try to reassemble it without really heating it up because you'd lose the flock. Some of the flock.
And you have to be careful in the future of moving it too.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But it's that one was a fun one.
So you made that for yourself, or did you give it to somebody?
I did. A couple people asked me, and I said, "Listen, with the time and effort and energy I put into it, and what the wolf was going for like $20 some just for the wolf, I says, I got to charge you like $60, $70 for the thing." And people were like, "Whatever,
that's fine.
It's all right. It's all my. I love having
do it
so
anyways. Then
right." These are 1/12. This was probably one of my first when I started box set for the 1/12 scale. I was selling them with the figures. Those are all Stalker bodies. The Stalker was a real American hero, G.I. Joe, African American. And if people want them with the camo, I had to find hands that were not African American hands. So that became like Rick was saying earlier, where you had to custom and modify it. I had to find the right hands to fit. Then I had to either paint the neck, or I had to find Caucasian necks to fit inside and redo the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big job.
This was my buddy who made that 3D printed that ATV.
Nice job.
Isn't it awesome? Incredible. He did such a wonderful job. And I think he still has like one left, and he goes to local shows, and no, he can't get anyone to buy or bite. And I sold all the ones he sent me, I think 4. I made a whole bunch of heads for him, and we traded back and forth, and he made me some of the ATVs, and then I made sets just like this, identical to the, almost identical to the 1/6, and this all 1/12. And I just thought how much it looks the same. And I couldn't find a figure. I wanted the Doc figure that came out later to have the all brown, because this is a real American hero Dusty figure. He has the brown camo, what do you want to call the chocolate chip camo pattern. I didn't know how to get rid of the dark patches, so it just is as it is.
Should have just kept the original like Mummy's Tomb, because it would have probably been the right size.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. You're right. These two guys, the guy on the left is a 60th anniversary body of G.I. Joe that they would with 1/12 scale. The one on the right is Torpedo body from Real American Hero, and one on the right is a flocked orange 1mm head, and one on the left is a painted head.
Very
and then I
cool.
found this little, found the hammerhead, put it in front of one of my extreme set backdrops. And I thought that looked like a cool little ocean-esque oceanography,
I like the gurney.
Marine biology.
Yeah.
The gurney. Where in God's name did you find that?
I I thought it was for 1/6 scale when I ordered it, and it came. I'm like, what? So it sat.
For a long time.
It sat in a bin.
Yeah.
It sat in a bin for years, and when 1/12 came out, it resurfaced.
It's beautiful. That's really really well done.
So Angelo,
Yeah,
we are at the top of the hour right now,
I know.
and we
I
are
know
only
you are.
about halfway through your slides. So I have no problem going later, but I'm worried about Rick. I'm
Well,
worried about
listen,
Rick Bryanshaw because it's
listen.
past his bedtime. So
Well,
Listen, do
Rick
this.
will just leave then if he's got to go. He's a big boy.
If
Let's
you're
keep it
interested,
going.
okay, I'm just checking.
you want to
I've
keep it
seen all
going?
this stuff. I'll just take a nap.
Okay,
Just got a pillow handy.
we'll wake you up when Angelo's done. Okay.
This was a Real American Hero. This was one of the first figures I ever bought with the 12-inch line, with the 1/12 scale line, and it's supposed to be Roadblock. I said, "Hey, it's not Roadblock. That's his brother Heavy Duty or cousin Heavy Duty." Well, anyway, I didn't like the way the beard looked, and I said everything I have to have has to be flocked. So I flocked the beard,
It's good.
and I thought, man, it looks pretty
It does.
damn cool.
On a drill
Yeah,
bit.
except when you go on to,
On
what's
a drill
that?
bit.
On a
Yeah,
drill. Yeah,
a
you
drill
see
bit,
that,
yeah.
right? Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's challenging when you do stuff like that to find something to hold the head.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, nice statue.
Right. Isn't this great?
It is amazing.
Yeah, that's that one table over in the corner
Yeah,
wall.
the backdrop
The
is
statue,
cool.
and that Joe just looked perfect, and I just set him up, and he was like he's looking at it. And I thought that's
That
great.
really does look good, especially like his head and his neck, the pose.
Yeah,
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 really
the
good.
pose is great.
So
Where'd you find that statue, man?
Styrofoam.
Great.
The statue is again another one of those things where I type in ancient Egyptian statues or artifacts like on Amazon
okay,
or
yeah.
whatnot, and you just got to look at the different scales that come up and how big they are. That's how I found
That's
that.
it's resin
the
or
background-
plastic or what is it? That's it.
It's like it'll
okay.
break.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably some type of resin. There's a palm tree in the background that I stole from my wife's nativity scene. You can't really see. You only see that's on the right. She gets mad. I have like her camel and her donkey out there, so she's always mad because I steal it during Christmas. But the walls are all styrofoam. That's all that styrofoam is an awesome thing to
Yeah.
work with.
So the hieroglyphs and everything, those are really neat.
Hieroglyphs are actually wall murals. They're like concrete cement, something that someone made molds of,
Okay.
and then made them into like mural tiles, and they're really heavy.
Okay.
The one of them though was made by a gentleman, I want to say Troy.
Yeah, I remember
Baker?
Troy did some stuff. Yeah. He did some
Yeah,
beautiful
he did
stuff
the
back in
one
the day.
beautiful, and that was the thinner
Yeah.
one that he did. A little delicate, but he did beautiful work on it,
Yeah.
and I had to have a piece of his artwork. This one, Funko Pop.
Okay.
So a guy challenged me to do a Funko Pop head, and then he actually found a body and he painted it. And I wish I could find it. He put it and he made like a G.I. Joe Commander figure out of it, and it came out awesome. But yeah, that was a
He's missing
challenge.
a
Oh,
scar.
yeah.
He's missing the
Yeah.
scar. This is one of my post-apocalyptic Joes. It's got a lot of different stuff going on. Even my wife's old leather
He,
boot.
he
That's
looked
the
like
leather.
a 12-inch little one.
He is. That is 12. That's one of our 1/6. Yeah, I know.
I like that.
We're going back and forth.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
Got a World
And
War
now we went back to
gas mask.
yeah, now we're back to 1/12, 6-inch.
That is a
This-
cool monster.
Yeah, this is that. That's a good monster. Yeah, Rick would like that monster. And that is one of those dioramas again, the extreme set
Right.
diorama. I just love them. Yeah, that's part of that one is on YouTube too. I did a YouTube comic on there. So that one's a great one if you check that out. It's got a lot of all the Adventure Team figures that I can make. And then it has the Halo Warthog.
Okay.
It has the G.I. Joe Adventure Team Vamp. It has a little Halo 4-wheeler with radio control that's in it. There's a lot into that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are like my zombie-esque damaged heads that I think, Rick, you have the one all the way on the left.
Yep, I got that one. Yeah.
Yep. Those were damaged heads that ended up being a great way to do a little zombie army. 112.
Yeah, he's my blind sea captain.
Cool.
Yeah. Now this is, I think it's Rick, correct me if I'm wrong, NECA, NECA.
Yep.
I think that's where that mummy sarcophagus came from. I loved it. I had to have it, and it worked out perfectly for that mummy Peter Pan Book and Record comic that I did.
And to the right of him, that mural is great.
That's all part of that extreme sets. Yeah. They're all cardboard little cutouts. They're so nice.
Damn, son.
Yeah. Oh, when I was doing, Joe decides to take over where his father left off. My story, the G.I. Joe, the continuing adventures of G.I. Joe, the storyline, that was a good one. Yes, and this Joe, his father was one of the original members of the Adventure Team. So that, right, it should be. But right now he's going through looking at some of the old stuff, and I love that jacket. Yeah. That's one of my favorite buys, 1/6 scale. It was almost like a Vampire Hunter-esque type.
Where did that jacket come from?
That's what it was. It was Monkey Depot back in the day, and like I said, I wanted to say it was like some Vampire Hunter-looking dude, but it was. And then I made that chest. Oh, here's Santa. Got to have Santa. You gotta do the 2-inch and 4, or that might be 6. Yeah, there. Oh, I did. That was the first box set. The first box set I made. I was just fooling around, and the Thing was going to be the anniversary of the Thing, and I put a box set together of the Thing. I made the spider-looking head creature, and I just did random weird shit to it, and then I found that I used the World War II flamethrower to go along with it. I made some dynamite. I found the little lantern that actually lights up. The parka is the absolute best.
Yeah.
That was a quick set.
Nice. Very nice.
Well, painted heads and painted This was a great story comic that I did as well. This is there's a little park around us. It's called Kelly Park. And I go there to do photo shoots as often as I can. It's a perfect location. That's one of the sets. The tent is from what?
One of the convention
Help me
sets.
out here. One of the convention sets with the Bigfoot. Yeah. Yep. And I love that set. And this was this summer. Yeah. This was this past summer. Nice. Another one of my favorites. This was my Bigfoot setup. One of the box sets. I think I have one. Actually, I have one left. Yeah, the bear is great. And you see Joe, he's got a really, really nice SLR camera, like Nikon camera. In the canoe. That's a great one. Same place as where the snow was in the previous picture.
Now, where's that blue tent come from? And
that blue tent was one of the Dick's. When the Dick's Sporting Goods,
the little displays for the bigger ones.
Yes. Yeah. So this is that. This is the set that I made.
That's nice.
This is
love the movie camera.
This is a set. Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. And there it is, all set up. And look at the little boots. So it's supposed to be like someone was making big feet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just starting problems. That.
Yeah, right.
Don't
and
let
then
Rick see this
little
picture.
cat.
Wait, don't. You need to get rid of it. Rick can't see this picture.
No, that'll really.
Oh, gives me ideas.
He's still awake, Rick. It's not what it looks like.
And look at. Do you see? Oh, go back one for a second. 1 second. I'll be quick. The footprint.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ceramic. Oh, sorry. There's a ceramic footprint. I wanted
Yep.
just that to see the box, the
Yeah.
little crate. I took the foot and I pressed it into sand, and then I put plaster. And then I put plaster of Paris, and I made a
Oh,
footprint.
perfect.
Nice.
Right?
But you sold this set too,
This
right?
next
You don't
one-
have it.
Yeah, I
you
got
do?
one left.
Okay.
I got one left. Yeah. The next one shows the size differences of the heads.
Now
So now
that 1/6 head there
Tho-
was really good job on the flocking and the eyebrows. Did you do them?
yeah, go
Yeah,
back.
I'm trying.
Oh, sorry, Paul. All
Did
right.
you do those eyebrows on the
really-
1/6?
All right. No, I did not. I don't think I did not. No, that's not my head. The one on the right is not my head.
Yeah, who did the head?
I have no
Actually,
idea where that
'Cause
one
it looks
came
like
from.
one of the ones
And the
that
only
I
reason
did.
I know is maybe it could have been
Yeah.
someone who sent me the head, because how I know is the lips are shiny and I didn't do that.
Well, that's one of the things that I do.
Oh, there you go.
It
So
might- it
Stacy,
might
there
be
you go. I
mine.
put you
It might
on
be
here.
mine. And see the
Yeah.
the hair down to the forehead. See how straight the line is.
Yeah.
That's another thing
Yep.
I do.
All
almost
right.
too scary.
Well, so there you go. There's a plug for you.
Well, I didn't.
Well, I
mean
wanted to
was
show the
say that was a really good job on it. If you did it,
No, I just wanted to show this
Yeah.
difference
No,
in
no,
the
yeah.
sizes. So the ones in the middle are
18th, yeah.
1/18
Yeah, I
Three and
know.
three-quarters.
Those are 3 3/4 inch.
Right.
The one on the left is the 6 inch.
So-
The 1/12. The one on the right is the 1/6.
So, Ange,
Yeah.
do you like start to lose your shit when you're doing those 3 and 3/4 ones? I
the-
mean, those are
The
small.
3 yeah, and I can't do that many. I can't do that many of those. And I'm not going to go out and buy those. There's a guy who sells
Right.
them, Raging Spoon, I think his name
Okay.
is. And a guy sent me the heads and said, "Please, can you do these?" And I'm like, "I'll do my best, but man," I says, "I don't know if I can." And it came out great.
Yeah,
And
they
now
look
I'm like,
good.
I wish I bought them for myself and did it for myself to keep. But those are really, really tough.
those are
No
a little bit
kidding.
more of a challenge. Yep.
Ange, when you were making your sets, what was the average price range? Somebody.
It really depends on the breakdown, because I would itemize, and I would even show people, I would itemize every single thing. So I think the cheapest one was probably the game set was probably 175, and they go on up. Like the Bigfoot one was probably the most. It was over 250 because of everything that
Well,
was
yeah,
in it.
there's some cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
That the movie
Yeah,
camera
these-
will be 30
these
bucks at least.
These two are on. Those are on shish kebab skewers. That's how
Yeah.
small
Those look like the two I got. No.
And
they
Yeah.
might be.
that's really small.
Yup.
Oh my god.
There you go.
They
So
both
when I
fit
did
on
mine,
one
person.
I put them on Q-tips.
Oh, that's
there's
a good
Rick Bradshaw.
idea.
You can
And-
throw them away. When you're done.
This was one of my favorites too. It was the old, I'm gonna call it my aged
Yeah.
adventure. That's a hawk body, Real American Hero hawk body. I just love that gray color. And I was able to take some sandpaper and sandpaper his melon. And I really love how that figure came out.
So that's not Rick Bradshaw. That's,
It could be.
I thought it
Rick
was.
doesn't have a full beard.
That's how I looked in high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is one of the extreme sets dioramas, and the warthog to the left I got from Rick.
Mm.
In the middle is another Halo. That's a ATV. It actually is radio controlled. On the right is the Vamp, and then some other equipment and whatnot, and what those sets look like, and why I like them so much. And I have an identical one that's in 1/6 scale that looks just like that.
Cool.
Oh,
My sister wanted to know if you painted that red hair. I guess you did, right?
Yes. Yep. And that's one of the Aztec-esque type backdrops of the extreme
Right.
sets. And you can see the warthog. That trailer, Rick, that's that trailer I bought. And then I added on the RC
Yep,
wheels.
yep.
I think they were, that it looks much better.
That turned out really nice.
Yeah, you gotta have some soup,
Oh, always.
some
Snake soup.
body part soup.
Oh,
This is that one of those beasties I was talking about. That's a Real American Heroes Big Ben body with a flocked 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter head, and it's a wolf, an armored wolf
that's
underneath
cool.
that. And it's like I said, it weighs like 2
That-
pounds. The thing's
That
massive.
hair
And
is
it's
2
really cool.
millimeter. That looks like 1 millimeter.
1 millimeter on the top. The beard is 2 millimeter because that's
okay.
yeah.
6-inch figure.
Yeah, 6-inch figure, 112.
Cool.
Ernie from Ernie's Attic says, which is the warthog that fits the 1/6 scale?
I don't have one that fits 1/6. I have the warthog that is 112.
You got 3 of them. What do you mean?
What? Oh, the warthog. Oh, the vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the vehicle. Thank you for correcting me, Murray. The warthog that fits the 1/6 was the one I have in my closet in here. The one that I was showing on that picture was the 1/12 scale warthog. The ones that came, they sold them at Amazon at one point. I think they were blowing them out for like $20 a piece.
Yeah, they were cheap.
The ones that, yeah, because I got 4. I got one that I want to do a black camo, but I just haven't taken it apart.
And
This was part of the
Tony
Go
T
ahead.
wants to know where you can buy those 1/12 heads.
The 1/12 heads. Have him send me a message if he wants. The heads themselves, without any flocking and just right out of the resin printer, come from a gentleman on Etsy. He goes by, help me out, Trucker. What? Rick, help me out. Trucker what?
Wasn't he called? Was it Doug's Toy Box?
No, it was Trucker something.
Was
I've
it?
seen him too.
All right. Yeah, it's Trucker something. He does the 1/12 heads. But I haven't purchased anything from him in a while, and it was some of the resin stuff. So anyway, I don't want to talk about that.
Trucker D. Trucker D.
That picture is from the Peter Pan and Book and Record, and I tried to find a head that would look somewhat like,
You nailed it pretty damn close.
and not bad. I
Pretty
put,
damn
and that
close.
that head is from Jurassic Park, and Rick turned me on to that.
Okay.
It's a 1/12 scale Jurassic Park figure.
He's like a drug
Muldoon
dealer,
or
isn't he?
Mold, right? Yeah.
Yep, Muldoon.
So
Yep.
I thought it worked.
He's
So
very
I thought
cool.
that worked.
Yeah.
I put a little bit of scruff on.
Yeah, very good.
There you go. Rick, you still awake?
I'm here.
Oh, there's
Yep,
the statues
there's the-
again with that beautiful ATV.
Right, and the diorama.
Those are beautiful.
And that's a sand. That's all the sand that's on my table.
And then
This one I like.
Angelo,
This was a fun.
a micro me.
This was a fun one, and I tried to do the 1/12, the 6-inch to go along with it, and I sent it to someone for their birthday. I can't remember if I did or not yet because he wanted something different.
That's
So I sent him the little one. Yeah,
Pretty cool.
definitely different.
It's funny.
This is the and this is a warthog, the actual beast.
Right.
Underneath there, it's a bone armor, and there's something about these that when I saw one in person, and I said I was like,
Captivated.
I just fell in love with them and what they were like. But if you take all the armor off it looks like a wild pig that you could actually use for 1/6
Right.
scale. But like that, it works out well for the 1/12. That is a roadblock figure with a flocked 1/12 6-inch head with the gray flock. Yeah. Some of the background of the styrofoam, and the other part of styrofoam, you can see the grass. That grass is my favorite. It's old straw broom
Well, that works.
that I cut. Yeah, cut the old straw broom and stick it into styrofoam. And you can see if you look at that ATV, do you notice anything different about that one?
Yeah. Wheels are ripped.
It's a two-seater.
And it's a two-seater.
It's a two-seater. It's a two-seater like in the paper comic.
Right.
So the comic that came with the set shows shows a 2-seater
Oh, that's
ATV
great.
that was never
Okay.
that they never
Yeah.
made. So for my comic, the Peter Pan book and record, I wanted a 2-seater, and my buddy made me one.
Ah,
So there it was. But yep.
Neat.
very nice.
Mm.
Whoa.
Yep, that's Rick. What's that? That's a Halo something or other, isn't it?
Is it the Halo? Is it a Mantis? They call it a Mantis?
Yes. Yep. So it's kind of a mech walking machine. Something I thought that looked kind of neat, and that's got a little 6-inch figure in it.
Yeah, he fits in there good. Perfect.
How many you got left there?
2, 3.
Paul. Okay, good. So this is. I don't want to
That
bore you
it?
guys too much. Another one of my favorite with the mummy set, and this mummy, it's an articulated with like wires in it where you can bend it, but I needed a way to put the other head on it.
Right.
The what was the bad guy's name in the Peter Pan book and record?
Oh,
Richard Nixon.
The guy who stole. I can't remember. But so what I ended up doing was I cut the head off. And then I put a little wire inside of the little head that I made, and I stuck it on top of the mummy, and it actually looked pretty good.
yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Sells it pretty darn good. Oh, another aged adventure.
Yep. This one went overseas.
That's a 6-inch.
Jason Stead, STE. Okay. He wanted a mini me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I made this for him, but I didn't realize. So when he sent me the picture, I didn't realize he has more. His beard was much pointier, and his sideburns were much tighter.
Okay.
So I made him this one, and I really liked it. And then when he got it, he had to shape it a little bit. And I wish that I would have known. I would have shaped it for him instead of him having to worry about doing the shaping.
So that's action
This
fan.
was a neat.
No.
Yeah. He's got a site. He's got an There's a Facebook group.
He was one of the first guys doing the 6-inch stuff.
Yeah, and he did a lot of his own modifications of all kinds. He's brilliant. He does a lot of awesome stuff.
And last one, I think.
Yep. That's it. All right, that's my dinosaur table. That's got a little bit of everything. That elephant is very old, and I had it one time in the middle of the night. My wife and I would hear noises like grunt, and it wasn't anyone I knew who was grunting. So I went to go find out what the hell the noise was, and we couldn't figure it out. The battery was going dead, and it was going off by itself. So, that was a good story.
Hey, Ange.
Nice job, man.
Thank God that's over with.
Rick, wake up. Rick, wake up. We're live again, Rick.
Oh, wait. I saw every single picture. I saw everyone.
Me too.
You get me on maybe once a year. I'll come on, and you guys are, I can entertain.
There's still
you
people in
for
the
a little
chat
bit.
room. They didn't leave us.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
We're still doing pretty good.
They have a contract. They can't leave.
That's right, man. I paid everybody in that chat room to stay on.
I was saying, you got my part too, so I sent out extra. So
see, that's it.
Hey,
it's
man.
great to finally make a show with you. Ange. We've been trying to hook up on a show forever.
I know, right?
I know. It's good.
Well,
good times. I miss it. I do.
It is your birthday, though. You should be able to celebrate a little more.
It'll be my birthday I was born 11:35 a.m. So tomorrow morning, it'll be officially my birthday.
And
Cool.
And you're going to be how old?
14 hours and 10 minutes.
I'll be 55.
Oh, you're
Wow.
55.
Wow,
You're
you're
a
young.
young man.
Yeah, still a youngster. Holy
You can't.
cow.
You can't
Yeah.
retire yet. You're way too young.
Hell no.
Shit,
You're
I'm
nowhere
65
near
and I can't
70 years
retire.
old.
Well, if like I said, if I could supplement, then I will do it sooner than later.
Hey, if you're not happy and you're in work and things are going that bad, that's south with the say I crap.
Yeah. And then, like I said, quality of life. And I mean, I've been, and a lot of things been going on. And you guys know, you open up Facebook, there's so many of the Joe brothers who have died this past year. It's devastating. And to see the names of people that you met in person, you shook their hand, you met them online, you made something for them. And it's like, wow, this is real. And just 2 days ago, my cousin's daughter, 30 years old, passed. She was battling cancer for like 4 years in the prime of her life, and she was in total pain for 4 years. And to see that, and it's just, it opens your eyes to a lot of different things, and appreciate who you are, what you have, and that you're on this earth each and every day. To make the most of it and be happy and try to share that happiness. And you got to do what you love.
Exactly.
And you got to stay happy, because you never know. You never know.
That's great. Step off a curb tomorrow, get hit by a bus, it's all over.
Yep.
So,
well, Ange, I'm going to bring you up big, and you can tell people how they can find you if they want to buy some of your sets, maybe get some flocking done. I don't know.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate, first off, Paul, contacting me, get me back on. You got to push with me. Sometimes I get in that rabbit hole of everything else going on. So thank you first and foremost, guys on the panel. Always has been awesome. Love being on here. I forget how much fun you have when you are here.
We love having you
want to get a hold of me.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, guys. G.I. Joe AT. I know it looks like G.I. Joe Eat. That's on YouTube.
easy to remember.
Build a diorama. So, build a diorama 2@gmail.com. I know I never really have that one up as my direct contact. I am on Facebook. I'm on a lot of sites. If you ever see me on there, just send me a PM, send me a message. I usually respond almost immediately.
Cool.
All right,
All
brother.
right. Thank you.
And Murray, you have a question in the chat room too. So if you want to text that,
who does?
You do. They want to know how they can get you your holsters. So
Ernie wants to see like what type of holsters you have.
I'm on Facebook, Ernie, Corrigan Holsters, or just contact me direct through Facebook. I think we're on a number of the same groups. Not a problem.
And Tony T, you're still in the chat room, and we have you on our list for January.
Or next week.
Not next week. No. Next week is Jeff Shear. Jeff Shear's on next week.
I'm gonna miss Jeff. Oh man.
Yeah. So.
Well, just take off for work.
Thanks, Dan.
Everybody,
I'm gonna go back to work next week.
Everybody have a happy New Year. And
you got a cold coming on.
I will see everybody hopefully next Monday. Yes.
Yep.
Take care, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.